Imagine your favorite highway is packed. Traffic is slow, tolls are expensive, and everyone is annoyed. The city has two options: build a bigger road or add fast-lane bridges on top of the existing highway. In crypto, this is exactly what Layer 1 and Layer 2 blockchains are doing for the network. Layer 1 is the main road. It's the base blockchain that runs everything: consensus, security, and settlement. Think Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or newer L1s like Sui, Aptos, or Bitcoin-aligned chains such as Core. These networks handle transactions directly, keep their own validators or miners, and define the rules of the game. Layer 2 is the fast lane built on top of Layer 1. Instead of changing the main road, it sits on top, processes transactions off-chain, and then settles the final result back on Layer 1. Examples include rollups like Arbitrum, Optimism, Starknet, and zkSync on Ethereum, or the Lightning Network for Bitcoin. So what's the real difference in 2026? Layer 1 focuses on security, decentralization, and final settlement. It's the backbone, where assets are ultimately stored and where the truth of the network is decided. Layer 1 chains are usually slower and more expensive during peak times because every transaction competes for the same block space. That's where you want to keep your long-term holdings and trust the core protocol to hold the line. Layer 2 focuses on speed, scale, and low-cost user experience. It takes the heavy lifting of everyday transactions off Layer 1, batches them up, and posts compressed proofs back to the base chain. That's why you can pay pennies instead of dozens of dollars in gas fees and still know your money is ultimately secured by Ethereum or Bitcoin. In practice, this means if you care about maximum security and decentralization, you stay on Layer 1 and accept higher fees and slower speeds. If you care about daily trading, DeFi, gaming, or frequent micropayments, you move to Layer 2, where throughput is much higher and fees are a fraction of the main chain. Another key difference is trust and complexity. Layer 1 is relatively simple: validators, consensus, one chain. Layer 2 introduces extra layers: sequencers, operators, bridges, and sometimes new design choices, like optimistic or zero-knowledge rollups. That gives you better performance, but also more moving parts to watch. You're not just trusting the base chain anymore, you're trusting the whole stack that sits on top of it. Security is also different in nuance. Layer 1 is the source of security. Layer 2 inherits that security but may have its own trade-offs. For example, rollups use cryptographic proofs to guarantee their correctness, while some sidechains rely more on their own validator sets. That's why bridge security and withdrawal windows are such central topics in 2026. If something goes wrong at that layer, it can hit users directly. Economically, Layer 1 and Layer 2 also play different roles. Layer 1 earns value from the fact that it's the ultimate settlement layer. Fees, staking rewards, and protocol upgrades are all about making that base layer more robust over time. Layer 2, on the other hand, often competes on UX, fee structure, and ecosystem: more apps, more liquidity, faster withdrawals, and smoother on-ramps. In 2026, the ecosystem is clearly moving toward a L1, L2 stack rather than an either-or choice. Bitcoin and Ethereum are evolving their Layer 1s with upgrades like Taproot, improvements to proof of stake, and more modular designs, while Layer 2s explode in number and variety: general-purpose rollups, application-specific rollups, and even Layer 3 app chains tailored for specific use cases. So Layer 1 versus Layer 2 is not about which one is better, it's about roles. Layer 1 is the secure, decentralized settlement layer. Layer 2 is the high-throughput, low-fee execution layer. Layer 3s, where they exist, are often highly specialized environments built on top of Layer 2, tuned for gaming, social, or niche DeFi products. If you're building, trading, or just using crypto in 2026, your real question isn't Layer 1 or Layer 2. It's which combination of L1 and L2 fits my risk, speed, and cost needs.